So I think one of the most interesting things that emerged today, or reflections that emerged today, was that with the adoption and rollout of drones in developing countries, we are at the, unlike for instance, mobile technology sector that was pretty mature before it started to penetrate in developing countries and reach the scale that it has reached. We're at the same stage in developed markets with the adoption and use of drones in a commercial context or non-commercial context as we are in developing countries, which provides opportunities because, you know, it's somewhat of a race to get there first, but it's also challenges because there isn't necessarily a model to build from and learn from. So I think that's one of the kind of interesting themes that has emerged for me today. I think we will have moved the dial a lot in 5 years. I'm not sure where the commercial case for this will be and what the business model will look like, but I am clear that for mass adoption of a technology and for real disruption, it does need a commercial engine that works to make that happen. And we've seen that very much with the mobile payments emergence, as well as in the solar home system market. So when a business model works as well as the technology there to enable it, that's when you start to get the scale that we are interested in seeing. And scale is important because we're talking about a cross-cutting infrastructure play, and it's also important because that's when the cost of these technologies starts to come down. So I would, at this stage, I would put my money on the blockchain and various uses or use cases for the blockchain. I think it's a very interesting technology because it's completely cross-cutting. It's an infrastructure play that enables lots of different solutions and propositions to emerge, whether it's around capturing and keeping safe digital identity for individuals, particularly in humanitarian contexts where people are moving around a lot, or whether it's around tracking supply chain and logistics to support the delivery of goods into humanitarian contexts, or indeed other contexts. So I think it's a very enabling and cross-cutting technology, which I think we will see the adoption of.
Great.
I'm an optimist, and I think you have to be if you're in the innovation sphere. So I recognise that there are lots of challenges with some of the adoptions of new technologies that we're looking at, and some of those challenges are sensitive, whether they're around regulations or they're around perception and adoption and fear of those technologies. But I think that they're workable. None of those issues keep me awake at night. I think there are people inside DFID, particularly people that are working at the front line of humanitarian issues, who are very, very sensitive, and rightly so, about how we pilot, test and explore the potential use case for these technologies, which might have a radical impact on their work. But we have to balance the need of our beneficiary, our citizen within those contexts, which is often very fragile, with also the need to test and trial and exploit the potential of these technologies.
Thank you. Perfect.